For the next 48 hours, we're going to be exploring Canberra and the ACT. After spending the last few days crossing the border into New South Wales and heading towards the ACT, we have finally made it to Canberra. So we decided to start our day in Canberra at Mount Ainslie Lookout, which has incredible views over the whole of Canberra, and look at it. It is amazing. So for anyone who doesn't know, Canberra is actually the capital city of Australia, and it has a really interesting backstory behind it. So we mentioned it in our Melbourne video, but there's quite a rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney, and funnily enough, that is why Canberra exists. Neither city could decide which should be the capital city, so they decided to create Canberra specifically to be the capital city, and they started construction, I think, in 1913.
So as an entirely planned city, Canberra is seen as being very optimized and efficient. It's centered on an axis aligned with significant landmarks such as Black Mountain and Mount Ainslie. It also incorporates a lot of green space.
But before we go explore the city, we're gonna go check out the beautiful area surrounding it.
So we're now at Tidbinbilla Nature Reserve for a short walk.
And hopefully spot some wildlife.
It really reminds me of, what's that one in Mount Gambier? The Valley Lake Conservation Area?
Yeah.
And I can already spot koalas. Isn't it like Valley Lake though? It had the same sort of setup with the walking gate and
Just
everything.
a lot more koalas, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen koalas in so long. They're
Lydia's
so
like,
cute. I'm freaking out. They're adorable.
The city of Canberra is commonly referred to as the bush capital of Australia because it is inland and surrounded by bush, and there are so many spots here where you can just go a short drive from Canberra and truly immerse yourself in the bushland, and it is just so incredible. And that's the reason why a lot of the people who live here because it's a nice quiet city where they can immerse themselves in the bushland. Even driving out here, we pass so many people on jogs, on hikes, cycling, out in the bushland, and it's incredible.
So I was about to say that we should probably head off soon. And while I was taking videos of the long koala, it turned to me and went, "Excuse me, sir, you're not qualified to take videos of me.
Okay,
Log
now.
off."
He
So
was not that rude.
they
They're
keep
so
staring
cute.
at us and like looking at us.
They're like, what are you doing?
Oh, they just did a poo. There's loads of poos at the bottom. Do you see?
Yeah. The mom and the baby still haven't moved yet. I was hoping they'd pop their head out.
Yeah, that one just yawned.
Oh, they're so cute.
I've got to say, our reaction to that is probably the same that we had at Valley Lake. That was incredible. And if you want to see wildlife, those free-range enclosures are like the best way to see wildlife. It is amazing, the work they're doing there, and I feel like we easily could have spent a whole day there. But we're in the city now, and we're parking at Regatta Place outside the visitor centre. And it's really cool because they actually offer free all-day parking for caravans, camper vans, motorhomes, everything. As you can see, there's other setups next to us. It is really, really cool that they offer that right in the heart of the city so that we can go and explore. So here's the old Parliament House, and directly opposite the old Parliament House Just back here behind the fence is the Aboriginal Tent Embassy. Now, this is a permanent installation that was heritage listed in 2015, and it's the longest continuous protest for Indigenous rights. And I believe the first protest was in 1972. Now, it's really sad because they have completely fenced the area off because they're running an event every evening at the moment. So we can't really get a good look at it, but it is really cool to be here and to check it out and to see the Parliament House, which I feel like we've seen loads in photos, but seeing it in person is something else. Just beyond the old Parliament House here is, excuse Bian taking a shot, is the new Parliament House, and they actually built this when they outgrew the old Parliament House.
Before today, this is what I thought that Canberra looked like, the iconic new Parliament House. And I wasn't aware that it was actually surrounded with like lakes and like all the parks and whatever. And I also didn't actually realize that there was an old Parliament House. And I feel like the old Parliament House is like quintessential Parliament House looking. Like, it's like, you look at that and you're like, yeah, that's a Parliament House. You look at that and you're like, what on earth is that?
Do you? I feel like I've seen this a million times in photos. So I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, that's Canberra.
That's right? Canberra, yeah.
Also, the heat is absolutely taking it out of us today. It is so hot, and just walking around everywhere is like we're dripping in sweat.
That's another thing. The streets of the CBD is like completely just empty. Like a couple of cars driving past now and then. Yeah. And like there's a couple of people prepping for the event tonight. It's probably because it's a weekend and the majority employer for Canberra is the Commonwealth, so the government. So all the people are probably just at home chilling.
It's quiet. It's
very quiet. So if you want to explore Canberra,
come on a weekend.
Come on a weekend. Parking's free. Parking is available everywhere. Had we known that, we probably would have walked less and driven more. But yeah.
It's good for us.
I guess it's pretty good for us.
And you get to see more on foot.
True.
I'm trying to be positive about us melting.
Yeah, let's continue. Now, you might also notice that in every single shot that we have of like a Parliament building or like an important building in Canberra, there's black boxes outside. And that's because there's currently, I'm sure we've mentioned it before, there's a festival running right now in Lytton, where at night they light up all the buildings. So those boxes are just lights. I'm assuming. I might be wrong, but I'm definitely right.
This morning, at least there were a few people walking up and down, but look, there's no one.
Yeah.
Where is everyone? So along this foreshore section along the lake, they've actually got the Australian of the Year walk. So they have along the lake these plaques, and it basically shows you for each year who won the Australian of the Year awards. And it's senior, young, Australian of the Year, and then
local.
Australia's local hero. So it has each of them listed out, which is actually really cool to see. I didn't know they had this. So.
Yeah.
Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they have done for us. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century.
So we just attended the last post ceremony, which runs daily.
And every single day they honour a different soldier. And today they honoured Corporal Thomas Valentine Huxley. And it was really beautiful, and I'd say moving in the way that they did it. They talked about his life and his family, and then his actual service in the war and what his role was. And it was incredible. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, it's a completely different experience to like the Anzac ceremonies that like happen yearly.
I feel like sharing each of the soldiers' stories is so much more moving and impactful, and seeing their future generations there, honouring them and placing wreaths down for them. And it was just so beautifully put together, and seeing all of the names on the walls, it adds
a human element rather than just like figures. It's quite emotional. If
you're in Canberra, we'd 100% recommend attending one. They are free to attend. You just book in, and I'm so glad we did that. But now it is a lot later in the day, and we have an event to attend.
Let's go.
So the event that we're attending is called Enlighten, and this runs every single year in early March. And basically it's about showing Canberra in a new light. And there's loads of things involved. There's food trucks, there's live music, but one of the main things is that they actually light up a lot of the main buildings within their parliamentary zone. So it's going to be really cool. Let's go check it out.
Now, I've heard plenty of things about Canberra.
Oh dear, where's this going?
I have the perfect analogy for it right now.
Okay.
It's very much business in the front, party in the back. What? Oh yeah, look how busy it is. It's like bustling right now. This city is lit.
Oh my. He made me film for that. That was terrible. So we woke up bright and early this morning to head to the Canberra Balloon Spectacular, and it's a yearly event that runs for 9 days where balloonists from all over Australia and all over the world come specifically to Canberra to launch balloons every morning, if the conditions are right, from the Patrick White lawns.
So I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear us, just like last night. It gets pretty busy here, and we are right in the middle of all the chaos. We are at the
Balloon Spectacular,
and it is everyone's preparing to start off.
I feel like the whole population of Canberra has come out for this.
Yeah, there was more traffic coming here than there was going to the event yesterday, and that was pretty packed.
So cool.
Believe it or not, this is the first time that I've seen like proper hot air balloons.
I think I've seen like one or two really far up in the air, but not like
close up.
Close.
I mean,
so cool.
Even behind us, like within meters, there's hot air balloons. I'm so surprised that this area isn't like blocked off completely.
Yeah.
I love how we mentioned yesterday that there's this huge rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney, and that's why Canberra came to existence. Sydney, where's your hot air balloon at? Yeah, I can see. Maybe it should have been Melbourne that was the capital city.
Melbourne
just saying.
The show.
Yeah, I love how there's Melbourne balloons here, but then like the Canberra one doesn't. It's not that obvious that it's a Canberra one because they have their like Canberra logo on it. They don't have the location on it, and it's a different location. So I mean, I kind of feel like Melbourne's showing off a little bit, yeah. I feel like my hair is gonna cinch off.
I'm sweating.
It's so hot, yeah. It's actually very, like, I knew that they would be pretty smooth, but I didn't expect the, like, lift off to be that smooth. And then, like, they're all, like, slowly gliding away. I kind of wonder how they choose for who to go when they go. I wonder if it's just, like, a kind of, like, they just go for it. Probably it's just a go for it. Oh, yeah. It's so insane, though. I feel like this is pretty wild that this, like, all of Canberra has been, like, green as well. Like, it's
so cool.
Like, it's been super unique. Like, literally everything that we've done has been super unique. And I mean,
there's nothing that can explain this.
Can it get any better than this?
Like, it's incredible.
Yeah,
I knew it would be good being down here and witnessing this, but I didn't think it would be this good. It's so cool.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend coming here or to the other side of the river, lake. Mount Ainslie was pretty good, but I feel like being closer is better.
I feel like if you're doing this for the first time, you have to at least witness it for once on the ground, because like this feeling of them all coming up around us is nuts.
Yeah, and one thing that I did want to mention as well is a lot of people actually kayak on the lake.
Yes.
And the hot air balloons drop down towards like the people kayaking, and then sometimes some of them would
hold on,
throw out a rope.
Oh, yeah.
For the kayakers to like grab onto, because it slows the hot air balloon down and like it tows like all the kayaks, so everyone like tows together. It's pretty
really
cool.
I think you got to come down here and experience this, and then go over to the lake and watch them all like go.
Or maybe come here multiple days and
true.
Have every different
9 days.
Yeah.
So come here multiple days and do different things.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It's a completely different experience.
Every single year they have a feature balloon, and each year it's different. Sometimes it's been like a sloth or different animals or a unicorn. I think they had one year.
Yeah.
And this year is Lucy, the big cartoon looking girl, and she's originally from the UK. So fun fact. Alright, so most of the balloons have launched now, so we thought we'd head over to the lake. And funnily enough, I think everyone has had the same idea. Because everyone seems to be heading for the lake now. It's packed. I don't know if we'll find an open spot, but look at the balloons behind me. That is so cool. I could not get over this. And Lucy is off. Lucy's in the sky.
With diamonds?
Oh dear. Look at this around us. This is so cool. They're all off in the background. You can't tell. It's bright.
This has got to be like the coolest thing that we've seen in a city.
Yeah,
right?
this is awesome.
Like, who else can say they have hot air balloons? Like, except for, is it Turkey?
I'm sure.
Turkey? I don't know the country, but I know
dear.
there's a country
Yeah, I think
somewhere
it's
in
Turkey.
that area.
I think.
that
But they have
has
hot air balloons everywhere, like 100 or something in the morning.
So,
It's cool.
So that's it for our time here in Canberra. It's totally blown us away, and it's been absolutely amazing.
Incredible. And the funny bit is, so many people were confused as to why we were coming to Canberra.
Yeah.
And I don't get why. Even the guy at a campsite in Seymour.
Yeah.
There was a guy there who I had a chat with. He was parked up near us. And he was like, oh, where are you heading to next? And I was like, Canberra. And he looked at me and he was like, why?
What is there?
No, he went, why? And I went, oh, we've never been there before. And he's like, what's there? And I was so confused. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And now that we've been here, it is so incredible. It's such a chilled, nice city. Everything is so open. There's so much green space. It doesn't feel quite like a city.
With that said,
Unless you're in
yesterday we did, well, I quickly went into the shops, and that side of the city was like bustling, and it was more your typical type of city where, you know, there's people walking around, there's cafes, there's restaurants, there's like all these different things. So it does have that aspect to it as well.
It's definitely our kind of city. We like the calmer, chill.
Quieter,
it was
yeah.
so easy to get around here. We could park at
Free parking,
driving everywhere was easy. Nothing was like too hectic. Honestly, it has been incredible.
Yeah, it has.
But I guess that's it for this one. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Whatever we're getting up to.
Whatever we're getting up to, yeah. I was about to say, wait.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Bye.
And we've actually forgotten the main reason why we came to Canberra.
No, you can't say that's the main reason. Everyone's going to be so mad.
That was complete satire.
A very controversial
Very
thing
controversial thing.
Is one of the feature balloons. It wasn't here this year, but it has been there in previous years.
I believe it is in Canberra at the moment. I saw that
I think it...
like 4 months ago they were like testing it or whatever.
Really?
So
I think the art gallery owns it here, right?
yeah, I think something like that.
It's this balloon called Sky Whale.
Yes.
And there's no way how to explain it other than to show you a picture. But instead of wings, because it wasn't allowed to have wings, it wouldn't work with the flight, it has udders.
Yes.
And we'll just insert and let you see it for yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like a whale, but it definitely
like
does go
something.
in the sky. So they got that part right.
We should add that it was commissioned by the city of Canberra with an artist who makes quite
Unique.
Weird,
Yeah.
unique art in
Quirky.
celebration of the centenary, Canberra's 100
Yeah.
year of existing. So it's actually a special piece that was made. And funnily enough, I think the people of Canberra have very differing views of it. Some saying it's a waste of money, some saying it's amazing.
We were at Mount Ainslie yesterday and that was all the talk. Like everyone was like, oh, good thing Sky Whale isn't here this year.
If you're from Canberra, let us know what you think of Sky Whale. We think it's amazing.
And we would have loved to see it. Maybe we'll have to
follow
it around the world.
Around the world.
Because apparently it is world renowned.
It has done not a lap of the world, but like it has gone international and gone in other locations. So maybe we chase it somewhere else.
One day.